उसका सच्ची मतलब यही है, अब जल्दी से बोरी बिस्तर बांध के यहाँ पे आ जाओ। नो, बट सपने का महत्व नहीं है।
अगली बार 4 की बजाय 8 भेजेंगे।
अरे नहीं तो 4 की बजाय 8 भेजेंगे एक बार।
और टाइम का तो ये और दीदी भूत प्रेत की भी मतलब लाइफ होती है कि इतनी लाइफ है?
Yes. So there is a certain time when they also have a life duration. How long they're going to be punished, which is the same for all of us.
तो मुक्त कैसे होती है आत्मा? उसको लिबरेशन कैसे दी जाएगा? कोई ऐसी
उस योनि से?
हाँ।
वो तो टाइम ही लगेगा, जितने टाइम उनको रहना वो रहेंगे।
फिर वो चले जाएंगे।
क्योंकि ऐसा तो है नहीं कि वो भक्ति करके पार हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि मनुष्य की योनि में ये भक्ति करके कर सकते
मिल जाएंगे उनको, जो भी योनि मिलेगी।
मिलेगी तो है ही, क्योंकि टाइम भी तो लिमिटेड है, पनिशमेंट का भी। Just as we have a limited amount of time as a human in every lifetime in any body, in the same way the spirit also has a certain amount of time that it's supposed to be in that yoni, in the form of that spirit. So time will come and it will get another body.
And how some yogis they call the bhoot pret, right? They show you okay, they can talk to them. So is it true?
I'm sure, some yes, but I think if somebody has to show you that can do that, that means I guess they want you to throw some coins, or they want something from you to, I'll show you something fascinating, give me some food to eat.
तो दीदी जी एक क्वेश्चन, हम लोग जब श्राद्ध करते हैं जैसे, तो बोलते हैं श्राद्ध बेसिकली इसीलिए करते हैं कि जो स्पिरिट है वो रिलीज़ हो, और यहाँ से जैसे कि अपने स्क्रिप्चर्स में कहा गया है कि 3 उसमें बांटा गया है, यहाँ से और बैकुंठ लोक तक, तो श्राद्ध के बाद स्पिरिट रिलीज़ होती हैं जब हम पहला श्राद्ध करते हैं किसी के जाने के बाद। तो फिर इसका मतलब है कि वो श्राद्ध से नहीं होता है, इट्स बेसिकली कि उनको अपना पूरा टाइम they have to be here in this world for the whole time for which they were supposed to.
Right. Yes.
So फिर श्राद्ध का क्या महत्व है?
Maharaji had explained that this Shraddh, if it's done properly and if the soul is deserving, but in Kali Yuga you don't find any such deserving soul, and nobody knows how to do it properly. But at least the importance of Shraddh is that the surviving family members, their minds do turn towards God and charity, which they may not ordinarily do. A lot of people don't do any charity. They say, no, I earn my money and I keep it to myself. So they will do some charity at that time. They have to spend some money and they give to Brahmins and so on. So it's only good for that. It's good for the surviving members of the family. But for the departed soul, the actions have gone with him.
तो बच्चों को यहाँ हमारा श्राद्ध नहीं करना चाहिए। अगर यहाँ के बच्चे तो पता ही नहीं कि श्राद्ध क्या होता है, तो उनको कोई ऐसी इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं कि भाई हम मर जाएं तो श्राद्ध करें।
उनका क्या? Yeah, actually, satsangis do think like that. Who's going to do our last rites, and it's a valid question actually. Yes, just tell them, whatever you want to do, just support our organization. Give it to the gurus.
कोई फायदा नहीं श्राद्ध
Shraddh. I think it would help them to do something, but I mean you were talking about your kids who are already doing, they.
पर उनको पता नहीं कि श्राद्ध क्या होता है।
कोई बात नहीं, बस कीर्तन करें
कुछ ना करें मतलब।
I mean कीर्तन करें, कुछ तो करें, कीर्तन करें, charity करें, which is the whole purpose of behind doing Shraddh. Satsang kare, and that's what we do in our satsang. When someone dies, Maharaji just says, koi roega nahi, nobody should cry, everybody should just do kirtan. And Kavita's grandma, when she passed away, a few months ago, in April, I happened to be in Trinidad, and she was one of the very first kind of, like I said, their family is like the first family that ever came to my satsang and became devotees. So when she passed away and we, had the funeral and all that, it was such a calm death and everything was so calm. But I remember people telling me, I feel like I'm in a picnic. And it's true. Remember? We were, and I said, I don't feel like I'm doing like a satsang for, in honor of someone's death. It was just like a picnic. and even the weather was very nice. Everything, and she looked so peaceful, and nobody's wailing and sobbing. I think what happens is the extended family members, they expect that you'll be wailing and beating your chest and all that, and they weren't doing that because when you're guided by a guru so long, you get to you understand certain things. So. And so everybody else was also quiet and calm. Nobody's, that nervous energy wasn't there. And it was just, if I can say that, it was a beautiful funeral, beautiful cremation. And when her body was consecrated to fire, and, Maharaji's voice booming came out, for the kirtan. It was, they put on the kirtan. That's the best cremation I've ever been to. Honestly, it was great. Nobody's wailing, and, everybody's kind of very content in the sense Maharaj is guiding us. He's with us. His voice was heard very loudly and very beautifully, and it just took my breath away when I heard Maharaj's. I knew that should happen and that will happen, but when his voice came out, it was beautiful. It was just a beautiful experience.
And जैसे लोग कहते हैं राम नाम सत्य है, तो हम लोग राधे गोविंद के साथ भी जा सकते हैं.
Yes, you can do Radha Govind Geet. Yes, right? You can change it up. I think I have played Sumiran Karle Mana for many funerals. Over here.
No.
There was Mr. Bhatia, he passed away, and they had just started coming to satsang. When I went and I spoke in his funeral, then we played Sumiran Karle Mana. It was just the perfect thing. So just get a copy of that. Sumiran Karle. Write it down in your will. Yes, you have to get prepared. You have to be prepared. I agree. It's a good question. Yes.
So, speaking about charity, what kind of donation you would consider as the best donation? Like donating a food, like especially here in Yugalgunj, what makes it more preferable, or what's the preference for donation? Should I donate for Bhagwan, for the Shringars, or should I donate for food? I know I am going to donate whatever it is, but I just wanted to know like what is preferred.
Good question. What is most helpful to us at this point is recurring, like a monthly donation, which helps towards a mortgage. That is really urgent. We're sorely lacking in that. So we prefer when I speak to the devotees who take care of all that, they say that this is what's preferred. So something on an ongoing basis, if that's possible. Other than that, and anything, because for Shringar it's good too. For food it's also good. But the best would be recurring.
But any kind of donation you go, good places, what would you prefer to donate into? What all the human beings or whoever, everybody can eat? Is that more preferable?
Well, I'll tell you what's most beneficial. Most beneficial is when you give it to a place where best charity, according to scriptures, I'll tell you, is to give to a saint, who then distributes it wherever he feels it's necessary. That's what I learned when I was earning, and right in the beginning when I got into satsang, I had this overwhelming desire to give. Well, I was a part-time worker. I didn't have a full-time job, but and I was earlier on. I was also donating. I was donating like $1 a day, I guess, $30 a month for Christian Children's Fund. But then it started bothering me that they will take my donation and they will convert people with it, and in order to help people, they will have to convert them from Hinduism to Christianity. So I stopped, but I wanted to give somewhere. So then Maharaji came into my life, and then I learned that the best donation is when you give it to a divine soul. So I thought, perfect. And then I had this crazy urge to just give, and that helped me a lot. It just gave me a lot of peace within. So whenever there is a real saint, whether he's present or his representatives are there, when it's going for a cause which is supported by a real saint, scriptures say the highest donation, charity, is the one you give to someone who's beyond the three modes of Maya, beyond Sattva even, who's divine, and that is the best. So according to scriptures, that is what it is. And then it's like, if you are going to, if you're going to college, you pay fees in that college, right? If you're going to Georgia Tech or wherever you're going, you pay fees over there. And then it just makes sense to give it where you get true knowledge, which makes sense.
और दीदी जब कोई मर जाता है, जब वो पूजा पाठ करते हैं 2-2 ढाई घंटे, तो उसका कोई आई वेरी सीरियस फॉर दिस है कि फिर वो 2-2 ढाई घंटे जो भी पढ़ते हैं मंत्र वगैरह, तो उसका फ़ायदा है उस समय मौत के टाइम या सोल
I mean, even if the mantras being recited, they help you think of God, right? So anything that helps you think of God is fine.
लेट देम डू इट.
Let them do it. The best is Kirtan Bhajan because it's so easy. Nobody has to recite mantras. Nobody has to learn mantras. So you're doing Hare Ram. It's easy. Or whatever Kirtan. Sumiran kar le mana. But it's interesting and it keeps your mind. The music is there and it just helps the mind. So whatever helps the mind. And the recommendation in Kali Yuga is Kirtan Bhajan. Right? So that's the best. But at the same time, we shouldn't think that everything else is useless. There are people, I've seen in my travels and meeting with so many people, there are amazing people who may not be doing bhakti as such, but they're giving so much of their time. They're doing like sadhana in their own way for 1 hour, 2 hours, which is incredible. So my head bows before them that they're giving 1 घंटे साधना करते हैं, 2 घंटे साधना करते हैं. तो ठीक है, अभी कुछ कमी है या शास्त्रों के अनुसार, हम कौन होते हैं जज करने वाले. But let's say that if some lack is there, they're soon gonna find out the real truth, and they're just gonna add to that, and they're gonna be fine because they are already used to sitting and spending time with God, as opposed to someone who's not at all used to spending any time with God. God makes it possible for us. जब हम कुछ भी कर रहे हैं भगवत संबंधी, तो भगवान कभी ना कभी तो जैसे